Before you do anything, pause. Do not check your phone. Do not open his profile. Do not search for a sign outside of you, because what I am about to show you works in a very different way. In the next few moments, you are going to test something for yourself, and if you do it with full attention, you may feel a shift before this part is even over. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Most people spend hours reading signals, replaying old conversations, wondering what silence means, wondering if distance means disinterest. But sometimes the loudest answer does not arrive as a message. It arrives as a feeling so clear that your body knows before your mind can argue with it. This is why I need you here with me. No rushing, no overthinking, just stay to the end, because the final step is the part most people ruin. And if they ruin that part, they block the result they were starting to create. If you have ever felt someone in your chest before they ever reached out, if you have ever known deep down that a person was thinking of you without proof, then you already understand more than you think. Today I will guide you through a short but powerful process that helps you feel that connection in a direct way. And yes, if you do it right, you may notice changes in the next hours or days. So take one deep breath, stay present. This is where it starts. If someone suddenly enters your mind for no clear reason, that can feel strange. But when you keep returning to someone's mind without chasing, without forcing, without trying to pull their attention, that is a different kind of signal. Most people never feel it because they are too busy looking outward. They watch stories, they count minutes, they wait for typing dots, likes, little hints, little crumbs. And the more they wait, the weaker they feel. The more they search, the more uncertain they become. But certainty does not begin on a screen. It begins in your inner state, in the way your energy moves, in the way your body responds to a thought when you stop fighting it. That is what we are working with here. Not pressure, not obsession, not a trick, a shift, a quiet one, but a strong one. Stay with me, because this is where most people miss the point. They think the goal is to make someone react, but the real goal is to become so steady inside yourself that the connection can move without resistance. That is why this method is not about begging for attention. It is about becoming calm enough, clear enough, and emotionally aligned enough that your presence is felt without noise. You do not need to prove your value. You do not need to push for a response. You do not need to force a person to remember you. When your inner world becomes clear, your signal becomes clear too. And once that happens, something changes in you first. That is important. Because when the shift begins in you, the outer response has a place to land. Now let's be honest about why this may not have worked before. Maybe you already tried to think of him strongly. Maybe you repeated words in your mind. Maybe you imagined him texting, calling, missing you, turning back, feeling you, choosing you, and still nothing happened. Or at least nothing you could clearly see. Why? Because the thought itself was not the problem. The state behind the thought was, if you were thinking from fear, from emptiness, from panic, from why isn't he here, then your body was sending a message of lack. And lack always feels loud, it feels needy, it feels tight, it does not open a connection, it chokes it. When you deeply want something while feeling you do not have it, your whole system speaks the language of absence. That is what gets repeated, that is what grows. So this process works differently. You are not going to send from pain. You are not going to imagine from loneliness. You are not going to build this from doubt. You are going to step into a state that says, I am already felt. I am already remembered. I do not need to chase what can meet me. This is the turning point. Read that again in your body, not just in your head. Because the body responds to what feels real, not only to what sounds nice. If your chest is tight, if your jaw is tense, if your breath is shallow, your system is still preparing for loss. But when your breath softens and your body begins to believe you are safe, your whole presence changes. And that is where your signal becomes stronger. What matters here is alignment. Your mind, your emotions, and your body need to point in the same direction. If one part says yes and the other says no, the signal becomes mixed. One moment you feel powerful, the next moment you are checking for proof. One moment you feel chosen, the next moment you feel forgotten. That back and forth creates noise. So before anything else, ask yourself something simple and serious. Are you willing, even for a few minutes, to stop asking whether he is thinking of you and instead step into the feeling that he already is? Can you release the need to control the answer long enough to experience it inside first? Because this process does not grow in pressure. It grows in trust. It grows in stillness. It grows in a kind of quiet certainty that does not scream, "Show me now." It simply knows. And when you move from that place, everything shifts. Many people want to feel chosen by someone else so they can feel secure. But the energy changes the moment you choose yourself first. When you do, your body relaxes, your face softens, your thoughts stop racing. Your energy becomes less like a request and more like a presence. That is magnetic, not because it is magic, but because calm certainty changes the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you carry yourself. And people feel that even when they do not understand why. This is why you must do this with your whole self, not half in belief and half in fear. Stay here. The next part is the setup. And without it, the rest loses force. First, quiet your mind. You do not need a perfect room, perfect silence, or some long spiritual routine. You only need a few minutes where you can stop feeding outside noise. Sit down, stand still, close the door if you can. Early morning is good, late evening is good. Any moment where the world feels softer is good. Now close your eyes and notice your breathing. Do not try to be impressive. Do not try to meditate perfectly. Just notice the air moving in and out. That is enough. Let the breath come in through the nose. Let it leave slowly, again and again. If thoughts show up, let them pass. Do not wrestle with them. Do not judge yourself for having them. Let them float by like cars on a road you are no longer chasing. This matters more than people realize. An overactive mind can interrupt the feeling before it fully forms. If your head is arguing, analyzing, measuring, doubting, then your inner signal stays weak and scattered. So for 1 minute, maybe a little longer, let yourself become simple. Breathing, softening, unclenching, coming back into your body. And while you do this, remind yourself of one thing. You are not here to force anyone. You are here to become fully present with the feeling. That alone changes the quality of what you send. Do not skip this. Many people want the result but rush the preparation. And then they wonder why the experience feels flat. Slow down here, so the next step can land deeper. When you feel a little calmer, bring him to mind, but do it differently this time. Do not picture him as someone who is far away. Do not think of him as someone who left, someone who pulled back, someone you have to win over. Think of him in the present, as if right now, in an ordinary moment, he is suddenly aware of you. Maybe he is sitting at work. Maybe he is driving. Maybe he is at home doing something routine, something small, something forgettable. And then without planning it, your presence rises in him. He pauses. Something about you brushes across his mind. Do not force the scene. Let it be light. Let it be simple. The important part is not what he is wearing or where he is standing. The important part is what your body feels when you allow the possibility that he is thinking of you now at this exact moment without effort from you. Notice your chest. Notice your breath. Notice the space around your heart. If you knew this was already happening, how would your body respond? Would your shoulders drop? Would your stomach soften? Would your face relax? Breathe as if it is already true. Not because you need to prove it, but because your body responds to vivid emotional experience. This is where the shift begins. And if your mind tries to interrupt with, "But what if not?" let that pass too. You are practicing the state, not arguing with it. Stay there a little longer than feels comfortable. That extra moment matters. That is where the body starts to trust the feeling instead of treating it like a fantasy. Now choose a physical anchor, a simple gesture your body can connect to this state. It can be your hand resting over the center of your chest. It can be both hands folded softly together. It can be two fingers touching the center of your forehead. Keep it easy. Keep it natural. What matters is that it feels intentional. This gesture becomes a switch. Every time you use it during the main exercise, your body begins to link that motion with the feeling you are creating. That makes the state easier to return to, faster to access, and stronger with repetition. So do your chosen gesture now while breathing slowly. Do not demand a big emotional moment. Just let the gesture and the feeling meet. If you can look in the mirror while doing this, even for a few seconds, do it. Not to judge your face, not to see if you look powerful enough. Just to recognize yourself in a calmer, more centered state. See the version of you that does not chase for proof. See the ascension of you that can hold a feeling without collapsing into doubt. Let your body remember her. This is not about pretending. It is about training your nervous system to feel safe in certainty. Many people only know intensity, not calm power. They know longing, not trust. They know obsession, not presence. So this small anchor becomes very useful. It gives your body a way back. And later, when your mind tries to scatter, this one gesture can remind you of the state you created here. Do not underestimate small things. Often the smallest action, done with real presence, creates the deepest imprint. Now we move into the central part. For these next moments, you need full attention. No half focus, no multitasking, no checking if this is working while you are doing it. Give yourself these seconds completely. Take one deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. Let it go through your mouth. Again, one more time. Feel your mind become quieter. Feel your body become more open. Then close your eyes and begin. See him in an everyday moment. Nothing dramatic. Nothing forced. He is simply moving through his day. And then suddenly, without planning it, you enter his awareness. Maybe it is your smile. Maybe your voice. Maybe a memory. Maybe just a feeling he cannot explain. But there you are. He pauses. Just for a second, he feels something. He cannot quite name it, but he notices it. While holding that simple image, do your gesture softly, with purpose. And instead of trying hard to imagine, feel what it would be like to know you are on his mind right now. Feel the certainty in your body. Let your chest open. Let your breath deepen. Let your body receive the moment as if it is already true. Stay in it. Do not rush. Do not reach ahead. This is the point where many people pull out too soon because they get self-conscious. Do not hold the feeling. Let it settle. Let the emotion and the image meet. If you do this well, the experience stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like quiet knowing. That is when the exercise becomes powerful. Now add the emotion that gives the signal strength. Not fear, not need, not please let this happen. Choose feelings that lift rather than drain. Choose peace. Choose gratitude. Choose calm confidence. Choose the soft inner smile that comes when something already feels done. And while you keep your gesture, say slowly in your mind or very gently out loud, I am being remembered. I am being thought of. I am present in his mind without force. I know this because I can feel it. Do not say the words like a wish. Say them like a fact. Your body is beginning to accept. Let each sentence land. Breathe after each one. If you want, count backward inside your mind while staying in the feeling. Not to create pressure, but to stay present. The point is not perfect counting. The point is emotional steadiness. Now here comes the closing part, and do not skip this because it seals the experience. Gently release the image, not with sadness and not with fear, but the way you would end a call after being heard. Take one final breath, relax your gesture, then say quietly, "What has been sent will arrive where it needs to go. I do not chase the answer. I remain open to it." Then open your eyes. That is it. Sit with the stillness for a moment. Do not jump up. Do not test it. Do not search for proof in the next 10 seconds. Just notice yourself. Something subtle may already feel different, and that matters. Because the outer sign often comes after the inner state has fully settled. After this, the most important thing is how you behave. Many people do the exercise, feel a brief lift, and then ruin it by slipping right back into fear. They start wondering, when will he text? Was that strong enough? Did I do it wrong? Should I repeat it right now? That spiral breaks the calm you just built. It is like planting a seed and digging it up every hour to check if it has roots. So your first action after the exercise is silence. Quiet inner silence. Outer silence too, if possible. Do not explain what you did to everyone. Do not dissect every feeling. Do not keep staring at your phone waiting for a miracle. Let the signal settle. Let your body keep the memory of the state without interruption. There is power in what you do not chase. There is strength in what you let breathe. If your mind becomes noisy, return to one sentence only. It has already been sent. Not where is it, not why not yet. Just it has already been sent. Feel the difference. One creates pressure, the other creates space. And space is important because it allows you to stay available without becoming desperate. Remember, your calm after the exercise is part of the process. The moment after matters. The hour after matters. Even the way you move through the rest of your day matters. So be gentle with yourself. Do normal things. Drink water, take a walk, fold clothes, answer messages. Live your life. Let the method breathe through an ordinary day instead of turning it into a dramatic event. That ordinary calm is often where the result begins to move. There are few small supports you can use in the next hours and days so the feeling stays alive without becoming heavy. The first is your gesture, used in a lighter way. Touch your chest, your forehead, or whichever anchor you chose, but do it without building a full scene. No big visualization, no emotional drama. Just a quick reminder, I am still connected to the state I created. That is enough. The second is a neutral thought that does not trigger resistance. Instead of repeating something your body may fight, like, "He is thinking of me right now," over and over, use a softer sentence. The signal has already gone out, and now life handles the rest. That sentence feels calmer. It does not force belief. It keeps the channel open without creating stress. The third support is a short breathing moment once a day. Place your hand on your chest. Take 3 slow breaths. Ask for nothing. Beg for nothing. Just make space inside yourself. This matters because many people secretly close themselves again after opening. They become tense. They brace for disappointment. They start preparing for silence. So this small breathing moment keeps you open without urgency. That is the key. Open but not desperate. Aware but not obsessed. Hopeful but still grounded. If you can keep that balance, the whole experience becomes much stronger. And listen carefully to this part, because people often ignore the gentle steps and rush to the dramatic ones. But these soft supports are what help your body stay in the new state long enough for it to become natural. Now let's talk about what blocks the process, because avoiding the wrong move can be just as important as doing the right one. The first mistake is repeating the exercise too often. More is not always better. If you do it 5 times a day because you are scared nothing is happening, You are no longer acting from trust. You are acting from control. That adds tension. It also creates emotional overload, and then the feeling becomes dull. Do the exercise when you feel genuinely called to it, not when fear is barking for reassurance. The second mistake is constant checking. Watching every story, reading every pause, looking for meaning in every tiny online move. That is not receptivity. That is surveillance. And surveillance comes from anxiety, not power. Things often shift when you are not staring at the door. The third mistake is talking too much about what you did before the feeling has settled in your body. When you speak too soon, you can pull the experience back into your logical mind and drain its emotional charge. Keep it private for a while, let it become yours first. There is strength in holding something quietly. Another mistake, and this one is subtle, is acting different just to provoke a response. Suddenly posting for attention, suddenly disappearing as a test, suddenly changing everything just to see if he notices. No, stay real, stay steady. The point is not to perform. The point is to become internally clear. Let the shift show up in your natural energy, not in forced strategies. Trust me, a calm presence travels farther than a dramatic move. And as the days go on, do not sit around waiting like life is paused. That is not the energy you want to carry. Keep living. Keep dressing yourself with care. Keep moving through your routine. Keep laughing with people. Keep doing the things that return you to yourself. This matters because the deepest change is not that he thinks of you. The deepest change is that you stop abandoning yourself while wondering if someone else will choose you. That is the real power here. When the thought of him rises, do not panic and do not cling. Just smile a little and say inside, of course, connection moves both ways. Then continue with your day. This keeps the thought light instead of heavy. It keeps your body from turning every moment into a test. Some people feel a shift as an unexpected message. Some as a sudden dream, some as a strange calm where they stop needing proof, some as a coincidence that feels too exact to ignore. Let it arrive in its own language. Not every answer comes in the same costume. Be open enough to notice without becoming desperate enough to invent. That balance is important. And if nothing visible appears right away, do not collapse. Sometimes the first sign is not outside. Sometimes the first sign is that you feel less frantic, less needy, less lost. That is not nothing. That is the beginning of a new state. Once you can hold that state without effort, your whole presence changes. People feel it, not because you say more, but because you stop leaking doubt into everything you do. What you are really building is a different kind of certainty, not loud certainty, not ego certainty. A quieter one. The kind that settles into the body and changes how you breathe, how you walk, how you speak, how you wait, and even how you stop waiting. This is why the process does not end when the exercise ends. The exercise opens the door. Your behavior afterward decides whether you stay in the room or run back outside. So become the version of yourself who can hold calm without needing constant rescue. Become the version of yourself who can feel deeply without falling apart. Become the version of yourself who knows that being remembered is not something you beg for, but something that naturally happens when your presence is clear, alive, and steady. That does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop chasing from hunger. You begin relating from wholeness. And that changes the quality of every signal you send. If you are still here, stay with me just a little longer, because this final part is the part one want you to really keep. Let the desire exist, but do not let it turn into fear. Let the hope exist, but do not let it become pressure. Let the connection exist, but do not demand that it prove itself on your timeline. Hold your center. Keep your softness. Keep your life moving. That combination is powerful, strong, but not hard, open, but not empty, calm but very alive. So if you choose to do this, do it with respect for your own energy. Do it because you want to feel your inner signal clearly, not because you want to disappear into someone else's response. Do it because you are ready to stop feeding panic and start feeding presence. Do it because a quieter, steadier version of you is ready to lead now. And once you finish, let go without giving up. There is a difference. Giving up is heavy. Letting go is clean. Giving up says nothing will happen. Letting go says I have done my part and now I return to myself. That is the feeling I want you to leave with. Not strain, not obsession, not false certainty. Real calm, real softness, real grounded expectation without desperation. Hold yourself well after this. Protect your peace. Keep the signal simple. If you feel the urge to chase, breathe first. If you feel the urge to doubt, touch your anchor and return to your body. If you feel the urge to look for proof everywhere, step back and remember that the strongest things often arrive when you are not pulling at them. You do not need to force every door. Some doors open because your energy stopped pushing and started allowing. Stay with that. Carry it into the rest of your night, or into the rest of your morning, or into whatever ordinary moment comes next. And if his thought meets yours somewhere in that quiet space, you will feel it differently now. Not as a question, as a recognition.